What we are doing here, just in these conversations, so they're recorded, but still they are non-official. I'm not sure if someone will release on it, but still, so if you're okay, just to continue like with me, without anyone else, so we can just start. So, hi, Marta.
Hello.
So we are not alone, Yaroslava. So, but still, Marta, as I know you also the first time here. So
Mm-hmm.
in this booking club. Okay, so I speak Russian. So in case nobody else will join us, we can continue in Russian. But still, my question, Marta, have you already read this book?
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet.
That's
And
why that's why I joined just to ask whether it's possible to stay here or
yes.
not because mm-hmm.
Yes. So, just last time we also had Ludmila Hai, several people who haven't read this book yet, but still, what I have like in my presentation, I'm trying to read some important quotes. It's like important for me, and I highlighted them for myself. But still, so like based on these quotes, it's like food for thought for you. So and just based on them, you can just share your own opinion. But still, as we are three here, four already. So what I'm going to do firstly, like as you all knew, first of all, Svetlana, hi. What rules we have here in this
Это
book club? So first of all, English. I speak Russian, so in case nobody else join us, so and if everybody speak Russian, we can continue because I believe nobody will listen this call, but still. Then no limits for contribution. So it doesn't matter if you have read or not these books. So you can share your own opinion. So and I tried to provide the structure of this presentation in a way when you can get the main idea. So without I don't know, like reading it before. So I don't want to use any kind of functions like inside of Teams, so raise your hand or something like that. So in case you want to share your thoughts, so just like being respectful to each other, just start talking. So don't worry about that at all. And in case I don't know, you like I can't see sometimes your faces. So in case you wanna say something, don't worry to just interrupt me. So and we are not in a rush. So last time I had a plan to discuss first 5 chapters, but still we had great discussion, to be honest. So we managed to discuss only 3. So I'm not sure about all other steps, but still, so I planned for this particular talk of chapters from 4 to 8, but still I personally so managed to rethink only fourths, fifths, fives, and sixths and sevenths. Yeah. So and that's all. So there is why if we have time, so we can of course just continue with eights. So also in the description of our event itself, you have presentations. In case you are going to continue with me, so because I will conduct such sessions from time to time, so feel free to use this presentation to put your own quotes here. So and in this way, it would be even easier for me to facilitate it. And I hope that you also will talk, not only me. Okay, so let's start. What we have here in my presentation one more time. So I have title of the lore. So then I have the main explanation. I would it's better to say like definition of this lore. So Andrea, hi. So, and then main points, key points of the law itself, because in each particular chapter, for each particular law, we have like some examples. Katerina, hi. We have examples, we have some descriptions, we have reversals. So it's like something opposite to this law. So, and the last slide for each particular chapter, it's like, what do you think? So firstly, I'm going to share my own opinion, but still, so feel free to share your own. So there is why. Let's start with the first one. So any questions by this time?
Nope.
And Marta, thank you for turning on your camera. So if someone can turn on camera also, so I'll be happy. It's very cool to see you. Thanks, Yaroslava. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's better for me to read or it's better to provide time to you to read quotes. I'm not sure. So, no, don't do that. Yeah, here is it. But still, okay. So, the law 4 always say less than necessary. Yeah. Okay, when you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear and the less in control. Even if you are saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and sphinx-like. Powerful people impress the intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely you are to say something foolish. So in this particular chapter, I decided to highlight this quote of Leonardo da Vinci. I loved it a lot. So oysters open completely when the moon is full. And when the crab sees one, it throws a piece of stone or seaweed into it, and the oyster cannot close again, so that it serves that crab for meat. Such is the fate of him who opened his mouth too much and thereby puts himself at the mercy of the listener. So it's very cool, Georgia. So, and I found it very, I don't know, like cool description of the law itself. So, some keys of power. Power is in many ways a game of appearance, and when you say less than necessary, you inevitably appear greater and more powerful than you are. Your short answers and silence will put them on the defensive, and they will jump in, nervously filling the silence with all kinds of comments that will reveal valuable information about them and their weaknesses. Once the words are out, you cannot take them back. And reversal silence can arouse suspicion and even insecurity, especially in your superior. It's occasionally wiser to intimate the court jester who plays the fool but knows he's smarter than the king. He talks and entertains, and no one suspect that he is more than just a fool. So, speaking about my own thoughts, so just I hope one day I could control everything I say. So there is why I can disagree with the law itself, but still, just sometimes we should provide answers for not letting people, I don't know, thinking more than you have, and maybe even finding something dangerous in you. So there is why sometimes it's better to share your source also.
Yeah, I would add here also like the following thing. On the one side, like of course, it's like it's better to think twice before saying something. So yeah, I partially agree with this statement that maybe it's worse like keeping silent or at least to be a man of few words, but not chatterboxing. But on the flip side, all the time we are trying to avoid misunderstanding, and usually misunderstanding can appear or can arise due to the fact that we do not reveal some information, or we say something in a not clear way. So I would say that I'm somewhere in between these two lines. Um, like to be assertive and to be clear in your in expressing yourself works for me, but keep just silent and not to tell like more. I don't know whether it's the better option for every single case.
Maybe that's about golden middle, and let me
Hmm.
jump here for a while. That I agree with your opinion, and would like to add it's actually depends on the tone or the way what you said, not only what you said, but how you said it. The I think that also a very initial and very important necessary part of the idea what you want to express, what you want to share with the other people. So that's from my perspective. Maybe
Thanks.
someone, yeah, someone would like to add something.
Yeah, and there is always like mm, in the conversation, when we are in the conversation or any kind of dialogue, I don't know, meeting, we do not only exchange the information and the ideas, but we also should be like active listeners. And it means like to keep silent and to listen to the other side, to your opponent, to your counterpart. So yeah, somewhere in between.
It's a good point. So, when you are in conversation with someone, of course, we should provide enough information for the person just for letting him or she just her to feel as themselves, I don't know, like relaxed and that they are not in danger. But still, almost all cases inside of this law, they were all around. Powerful people, I mean someone from power. So it means that like yeah, if you are like a great, not like great, but still like top manager, sometimes it's better to keep silence and just not sharing your next steps, so someone can just I don't know, like
Yeah, that's for
I
sure.
completely
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, because sometimes that power people actually observe, not talk, but observe.
Yeah, and if you, I don't know, whether you're aware of not of Harry Potter and this, like the whole series of books, the Dumbledore, who is like the greatest magician, uh, he does not have really like lots of words and
Yep, yep.
conversations in this book, but he's like number one in this magic world because he's a powerful one.
yeah, I
I'm
fully agree.
actually reading this book right now. Yeah, Tolkien, but first part of this in English, and that's amazing to not only watch on the screen on the TV, but when you read and you try to drill down every thought, try to maybe implement or to keep this drop of idea. Uh, yeah, that's also thoughtful, very thoughtful.
It's also a good idea, like on a basis of influence, because the less you speak, the more you listen. And sometimes people feel, I guess the word is intimidated. It was like 2 or 1 slide ago, and they start to speak even something that they shouldn't have. Like, when you want to break the silence and you just speak whatever it takes to speak, just not to be silent. And in these cases, people tend to give out their some kind of secretive information, I guess. So on the basis of influence, top managers can really use the technique. Yep.
Yes, especially with your subordinates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes they can provide a lot of insights.
Yeah.
And like I'm not sure if all of you are BAs or you have the titles, but still, so the same situation with clients. So like our role is to, and responsibility, firstly, it's like to ask questions and then just listen to them. So there is why, yep, it's a good point for us. Okay, any other sorts? Okay, in this case, let's move on, I guess. Oh, sorry, I should just check where I am. Yep, here is it. Okay, so what do we have? Law 5. So much depends on reputation guarded with your life. Fully agree with it. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. When it slips, however, you are vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes of their own reputation. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. Okay. Also quote, it's easier to cope with a bad consequence than with a bad reputation. Some keys of power. In the social realm, appearance are the barometer of almost all of our judgment, and you must never be misled into believing otherwise. The reputation will protect you in the dangerous game of appearance, distracting the probing eyes of others from knowing what you are really like. And reversal, there is no possible reversal. Reputation is critical. I fully agree. And, just we have, I can say that just 5 minutes for just building this reputation for the audience, but still not so many time. So, and we should pay a lot of attention. So, what we do, how we do that, how we just behave ourselves. So, yep.
Well, I totally agree that reputation is like an essential part of our life, and I face it like in many situations in life. Um, when I was like a really let's say cool girl at school, and I was the smartest and whatever, and then like this reputation uh like follows me years and years after the school, and it was such a difficult thing just to break it and to create another image of myself within my relatives, within my family, and within my friends. And I mean, even like the first impression and your reputation, everything is so difficult to change.
Like firstly we are trying to gain reputation, and then reputation works for us. So the
Exactly.
Mhm.
same I had like in my school. So like all teachers knew that I am like a perfect schoolmate, so like a student, so who is all the time prepared, so something like that. So even in cases I didn't prepare something, so they even, I don't know, didn't ask me. So just because
Mhm.
all the time they had this idea that I'm okay with all my home tasks.
Mhm.
I
Once
guess
you gain it, that it's hard to break, and from another perspective, it works on you. So it
Mhm.
helps you, and that if someone mentions you, that like by default they know that you can do this, that you're responsible, and that's very important as
I
yeah.
well.
guess I will represent the side and the how should I better say it? Uh, the other team,
Uh-huh.
because my reputation used to teachers were not like fond of me because I was very stubborn and I did not want to teach something that I don't like, and especially in their performance. So especially in university, because at school I was milder and by the end of the university I got the diploma with merit. And the thing I often like the thing I often say about it is that I got it not because of my teachers but despite. So yeah, this is actually also the thing, because like when they were talking about like me and my grades or something like that, they probably shared their comments and it was not helpful at all. So yeah,
So,
it was
you
hard.
know,
Yeah,
yeah,
but this
but
proves, yes, that if you have like the good girl reputation, it also serves you. But if not, you like suffer from the
Mm-hmm.
consequences.
yeah, so there is why we all the time should have an idea what kind of reputation do we really need, just because you know,
Mm-hmm.
like even reputation of a good girl. So it also like I don't know, make us to follow this image of like a good girl. So, but not like like it will be something super unexpected for the audience when we like do something against of this image. Okay. Any other thoughts? So these laws not easy, I would say, but still like not so difficult as all previous. So there is why. Okay, let's move on. So
Just
mhm,
one short question. Yeah, we were talking about the importance of it and how it can
mhm.
influence our life, how it can help, or vice versa. Um, but Mm, how do you work on your reputation? I mean, for me, it's just like not something separated, just like a process of life, a process of work with other people or doing my stuff, my tasks. I mean, it is somewhere inside it. I can't like imagine. Okay, right now I will be working on my reputation, and I will do this, this, and that.
I think it's a bit vice versa, because you know that other people, they have a certain image of you, and in some cases you try to follow it. For example, everyone knows you as a responsible person, and you have this pressure to do everything so that people think that way further.
Mm-hmm.
That I think implement in your task is that a reflection on your lifestyle, let's say this way. So if you're very responsible person in your, let's say, on the work, that the same, if we can replicate it in our life, that like go with the flow, so
Mm-hmm.
which means in the same way.
I see.
And it's also like a reputation is interpersonal quality and it's built interpersonally because, for example, you can try very hard and you can do a lot of work and you can prove yourself as a good like professional and stuff. But still, if you are not okay with your line manager, when you're leaving the project, the RM or the DM, whatever whoever leaves the feedback in Delivery Central, they may like set do not meet expectations or
Mm-hmm.
meets expectations. So your reputation, however hard you try to like build it, it will not be reflected, and nobody will know about it because people will firstly see that someone estimated you in a way that
Mm-hmm.
is not very preferable, but in the end, you turn out to be a good specialist. So it's also a good thing to manage because feedback
Mm-hmm.
in EPAM is visible. And if you're not good
Yeah.
with RM, you're not good with other projects as well, potentially, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
Yes,
point. Thank you.
and about these pressures that Katerina said. So, yes, sometimes, I don't know, like, for example, when we join the company, so, and like Ram or our manager just understand that, so we are trying to impress like management, and they can assign to us all different things. So, and this can be like too much for us. And like for making this reputation of responsible person, of hardworking person, we can just agree with everything, but still, so it can just I don't know, lead us to we can just burn out very very soon.
Right.
So it means like we shouldn't allow like all other people to influence our lifestyle, I would say, and reputation that we really need and want to get. So
Hmm.
we also should like clearly, as we said, so we should clearly understand what kind of reputation do we need, and if like such requests doesn't match with our expectations about our own reputation, so we should be ready to say no, I can't, or something like that. Just
Hmm. And thank you very much. And one more question about the reputation. Mm, are you the same for your family? I mean, do you have the same reputation within your family, within your friends, and at work?
I know, for example, people who are very different in different groups, in different
Hmm.
environments. So, like at work, they are like, I don't know, super positive team workers. So, like, something like that. So, at home they they can be very lazy and like yeah, so like on contrary. So at the same time I have a person who like I don't know, it it seems like he's like introvert at work in some groups of friends, so he all the time just listen, he keeps silence, something like that. But still in small groups with close people, with his family, he's, I don't know, too open person, I would say. So he just super positive. He can joke. So I don't know how it works, but still. So I'm trying to be the same. I understand that yes, of course, I'm not the same. So because we have different environments and different conditions in
Hmm.
different situations, but still. So like I believe that people at work and at home, they understand me and like feels me in the same way. But still, I can
Hmm.
be wrong.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
I
I
guess
believe
if a person changes, like it's not like reputation is not something that we gain in a day. It's something that we grow for years, and sometimes our relatives can be confused when, for example, as you've mentioned, you tried to change your reputation and like you were displaying one like behavioral set and then you changed it and they are confused. So I think through our lifetime, our relatives are even more confused with
Yeah.
all of the changes that we make with our character. Yeah, that's also a good point.
probably that a small percent of the people uh, who act in another way. I think the most people that this reputation that applicable to any kind of areas and sphere of life.
Mhm.
Of course, they exist, but not so a huge amount of them.
But in rare cases, it's also a thing to mention that those people who have like this nasty reputation at work, they have to practice on someone. So it's often their family members. So
Mhm.
sometimes it duplicates. So it's also not the good point, but it happens. Yeah, because like I know a manager that like is very like a tyrant on work. Like she is very demanding and she knows what's best, and she's convinced that nobody else knows what's best because only she is the one. Yeah, and the same attitude she preserves with her children. I heard her like talking with them on the phone, and she was like very like this: you have to go to the school today. I don't care that you like feel like you don't want to go to school today. So it's also
Yeah, like the same behavior pattern.
they are training their domestic people.
You
Yeah,
know, just for example, on
upgrading
contrary,
their qualification.
yeah. But on contrary, for example, especially for women, I believe so. Like at work, we are trying to like create an image of a strong woman, so that we just I don't know, like can achieve different goals and different results, great results, and that we are equal as men, for example. But still, so it's like where it's like very, how to say it. So we are very tired of all these activities. So there is why, like coming home, sometimes we just need to be more relaxed, to be, I don't know, like
Yeah, like more calm.
uncon.
I don't know.
Yeah, so just we need this care from man's side, from just our husband or someone like that. But still, so mm,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
okay, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what we have here? Court attention at all costs. Everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd, then, or buried, or oblivion. Stand out. Be conspicuous at all cost. Make yourself a magnet of attention by appearing larger, more colorful, more mysterious than the bland and timid masses. And yes, this law has two parts. So the first one is like about scandals, like I don't know, very um, I don't know, being very loud. So draw attention to yourself, creating an unforgettable and even a controversial image. Court scandal. Do anything to make yourself seems larger than life and shine more brightly than those around you. And I put this peak quote from the like this chapter from the book. So it's a good example, as for me, so of a man who was the manager of American Museum. So and the way how he like with the strange actions attracted a lot of attention to the museum. So and conversion rate of visitors increased in times. So and the only simple action he like did. So he asked a stranger to take 5 bridges and put them on some street. So and from time to time just go through the street and just take this bridge and then just change with another. So and all the time this stranger just did such things. And the last stage was to take one bridge and to go to the museum. So everybody just in the street who just saw that, so he were very interested in what should happen next. So they followed this stranger and they bought tickets, so they entered museum. So it's a good point, because so it's like a very easy example, but like a good explanation of how not like scandals in like this meaning of this word works, but still some strange things. They attract a lot of attention, so people follow them, and they just want to get maybe the reason of that. So, keys of power. You have to team to attract attention as seriously, as surely as the leadstone attracts iron. People feel superior to the person whose actions they can predict, and what is not seen is as thought it did not exist. Okay. So the second part of the law is create an air of mystery. In a world growing increasingly banal and familiar, what seems enigmatic instantly draws attention. Do not show all your cards. An air of mystery heighten your presence. It also creates anticipation. Everyone will be watching you to see what happened next. What cannot be sized and consumed creates power. The people around you will then magnify that aura by constant trying to interpret you. And reversal never appear or overly greedily for attention. Then for its signal insecurity, and insecurity drives power away. So like my own attitude is usually, so I can go back if you need it. So I have 3 points here. So the first one is attract as much attention as you can or ready to master. So the second point is create a mystery, but do not let think danger in you. So and find danger in you. So, and the third point here is like attracting attention with mystery. Do not overdo it. There must be answers somewhere. So just otherwise people will think too much about you. Yep. Your thoughts. Go ahead.
I
Well,
think,
I think. Oh, please
yeah,
go
go ahead,
ahead.
Marta.
Go ahead. No.
Okay, if you don't mind. Yeah, so I thought about it actually because I decided to revisit some parts of the book just to refresh my memory. And regarding this chapter, I had like very controversial thoughts when I read about being like this very dazzling and sparkling and all the stuff. I started to wonder like all of the great personalities somehow attract our attention. For example, like celebrities, Kardashians and stuff, like they show off, they like attract a lot of attention by the way they dress, by the way they look, all of this Met Gala stuff. It also like has a significant amount of fans. But on the other hand, we have a lot of people that are also like people of power, and they have a lot of influence. And despite that, they have like this very mild way of dressing. For example, like Steve Jobs. Like we all remember his iconic outfit with a turtleneck and jeans. And although it seems like mundane, I guess, but it's a very like typical thing we remember him about. So when I thought about it, I get to the conclusion that it's not exactly the point to be very bright and shiny, but to just mm, to be rememberable and create some kind of things that you can do for people just to remember you, not the thing you wear or the thing you say or the thing you do, but they just have like a clear association when they see, for example, a turtleneck, this thing, and they will remember Steve Jobs. So basically, this is what I thought. Maybe you can
It's
add
very close
something
to
more.
reputation. It's very
Yeah,
close to reputation also, like how
yeah,
people
but
remember. And
also,
yeah,
Yeah, because
and
it's like the whole image, yeah, your appearance, your way of behavior, and your reputation.
it's like both Kim Kardashian and Steve Jobs are very popular among like everybody who lives now, basically. But like they are remembered in a different way. So, for example, we associate the Steve Jobs with some kind of reserved style and very considerable like manner, I don't know, of talking and stuff. And we associate Kim with all of the scandals and all of this, I don't know, mm, dramatic actions, tears, and drama, and all the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very close to reputation. You're right. Yep.
And I can't agree more with your opinion about like uh, it's not about being, I don't know, sparkling or shining, whatever, but it's more about being not as the rest of the people, but in some way. It might be like a very ordinary way, but still you are not like anyone else, and you can like purify and identify your not loneliness, but your um, not being similar, not, like your not similarity to anyone else, your unique style and your unique features.
Just so Yaroslava, after you shared your opinion, so I just tried to remember the partner of Steve Jobs, and I even
Wozniak.
Googled it. Wozniak, yes,
Yeah.
I even Googled it just because I found that yep. So we have this star on the sky, so Steve Jobs, and he was visible to all the audience, and but still, so Steve Wozniak was the first one who just created the whole, I don't know, like technical stuff. So there is why, like, but still, he was invisible all the time. So and
Yeah.
we have this association, Apple and Jobs, but not Wozniak. Okay,
Hmm.
yes.
And I also think that maybe not everyone is aware of, I don't know, the list of 5 richest people in the world. We might uh, not know them, but at least they are the richest people, and they have great influence on our lives. But nevertheless, they are somewhere in mystery. It's also like the way of mhm, creating this atmosphere around you.
I think it all depends on the area where you're working, right? What you do and what you want to achieve. If you're a celebrity, you need to gain this attention all the time, whatever it takes you, right? It can be negative, it can be positive, but you should do it. If you're a scientist or a businessman, it's not necessarily to you. Like you need to be involved in some parts, in some interviews, or whatever, but absolutely not necessary for you to be all on all the people mouse all the time. For example, right now I see and look on the Elon Musk, and for me it's too much.
Exactly.
It's too much of him everywhere and his
Yeah.
influence and craziness and everything. So right now it's getting more in a negative way as for me. So
Hmm. I
mhm.
also have these thoughts like in my mind, like, oh my God, if he's like everywhere, when he has time to work, to think, like to
Mhm.
mull over his great ideas and to start doing something. Yeah, the same for me.
Yeah.
However, if Steve Jobs in comparison with Elon Musk, that one what should be highlighted, that's modesty. For example, for instance, modesty in the dress style that I don't think he also shows up, but not be so bright. Help to create this reality, his reality. So, in conclusion, I want to say the smart people also occupied attention. Mm, so not only what they said, but if that they say in smart way, and that doesn't matter uh, how you try to dress or how you try to do anything else, but smartest, that's anyway greatest thing.
But still, let's think from another angle. So, okay, with celebrities, okay, with politics. So, for example, we have association. So we have, I don't know, like manager, and this manager has a team. So, and he has like a task for the whole team. So, let's imagine that we have like two team players here. So, and the one who usually does all the job, and the second one who just share the results to the manager. So, and manager in this particular case, can understand that this second one is the only one who did everything. So I mean, like, it's like how to say it, corner case, of course, I just described, but still, so in these, I believe you also face such situations when you had, I don't know, any kind of task and you had to work with someone, and this someone just reported about the results, from his own behalf, like that I did everything, not we as a team. So
Yeah, not acting like a team, but me, not like we are doing this. Yeah, we have done this, but acting like from
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 individual side.
individual
Mhm.
side. Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
in this case, so we also should follow such a law, just because we should provide transparency of, I don't know, who did particular job, who just brought such results, and so on. So, and while keeping silence, like our silence allows
Mhm.
this person, second person, to just I don't know, create an image of hardworking guy.
Mhm.
It's sometimes it's applicable, but sometimes it's not, because in most of the cases, the person who's teaming you uh, performs individual tasks as well. So a manager will definitely see that person is underperforming in
Uh-huh.
case the person will not be able to cope with the simplest tasks on his own, on her own.
Hmm.
And it's also a good thing, like we brought this up, and it's related to the, I guess, seventh or the eighth law that we were supposed to cover today. And it's also a good thing, like, he took the credit, and it's something that books tells us to do.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah, it works for first only for once, but
for once,
that
yeah,
will not
but
work around from the second time. And also, co-workers, they know who really done this work, and that cannot be replicate again
Mhm.
in this
Mhm.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, unrealistic expectations.
yeah, and
Uh,
I think that maybe you follow, but if you don't follow, you can start. Haley on YouTube. She is often like recognized by the toodaloo phrase, because she's sharing these videos of realistic work experience in toxic environment. And she shared a story where when her colleague took over her presentation and tried to just during the meeting act as if he made it. And her manager, in the moment, interrupted him and told him to give the word to Haley because this presentation belongs to her.
mhm.
And this is how the manager actually can resolve it, because like they often see whose work is it. So
It's
it's,
about soft skills.
yep.
But if you find yourself in such a situation that, I don't know, you have to work in pairs, but you realize that your partner, your colleague, like stole the show and represent the results of work as his individual, with whom you would talk to, with your colleague or with your manager or with both of them? How would you solve the situation?
I think that the person who's stealing the credit from somebody else is obviously has some very like waving red flag, and this should be stopped because it like disrupts the atmosphere in the team, and he or she should be reported to manager first. with proofs, of course, that this file belongs to you, that you have created it, that you have shared the link, that you have like made the significant amount. Even if somebody goes to the paranoia, you can just open up the history of editing the document and screenshot the chunks that you have, that you have made, because that happens. Sometimes someone can steal your credit, especially in IT, because it's like if you're a developer and if you're like composing a complex code and you know you did it, but somebody else in your team just takes the credit and says that this is his or her, it's not so pleasant, but it can be proven that you are the owner. So yeah, it should be obviously fought with, but yeah, hopefully I will never be in such situation. And I never were. I heard that those things happen, but fortunately, I cannot share my personal experience. Just something that I know happened to other people. Yep.
I was in such situation, but still, so in my particular case, so I was, how to say, like, not too, I don't know. I did a lot. So especially after joining the company. So and like my partner have already been in this company. So and he had like better connection with the manager, like better understanding of HR. So there is why all the time he reported everything. So after just understanding that. I don't know, like all benefits he usually get just because all reported everything. So I just started doing the same. So just please don't interrupt me. So right now it's like my time to report my results. And after like I don't know, getting that I'm going to share my own results. So what he could do? So nothing. Just from his side, just because he can't repeat the same things that I don't know. I said from my to-do list. So we are 5 minutes left. So I'm a bit surprised just because I thought we have easy lures and we can just, I don't know, manage to discuss more, but still, it's okay. So I managed to put my quotes for the next lore, and please use the link and put your own quotes about next chapters. So very, very soon I will create like one more session for us also in via community, and each of you will get invitation to this particular meeting. I believe that yes, you have your project activities, so you sometimes can't join, but still, so as we have this like discussion, and so it's really great. So just let me know if you can join or can't join this meeting. That would be great. And thank you for joining today. That was a really cool discussion. So because especially with I don't know, people who can think from different angles, I would say. So it's cool when we have different opinions sometimes. Okay, any questions? Okay, next time let's try to manage at least 4 chapters, I mean to read. So it would be easy just to discuss in case, I don't know, it was difficult to get my speech while reading. So there is try to read chapters. And in 2 weeks, I believe we can conduct next session. Okay, thank you a lot, girls. See you next time.
Thank
Bye
Yeah.
bye.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Overwhelmed
Thank you
you.
with the
very much.
positive
Bye.
emotion. Thank you a lot.
Yeah.
Have a
Have a
good
nice
Good
evening.
day.
vibe.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Goodbye.
Bye.